If you're broke, it's probably because you've been fed the wrong crap by your parents, your friends, your teachers, your community, everyone around you, and it's okay. I'm here to unbrainwash you. In the next couple minutes, I'll share with you the 4 biggest myths around money and how you can shatter them and start dominating your finances and owning your life. Let's get started. What's going on? My name is Brad, and this is the Millennial's Guide to Money. Let's dive in with the first myth, which is you don't have what it takes to become rich. That is just BS. Think of it. We are all human. We're all human. We all have 24 hours in the day. We all have access, at least most of us have access to the internet. And what's on the internet? All the information we could possibly know about getting wealthy in 10,000 different ways. We all have that, especially if you're here in the US. And we all have the ability to work hard, to dedicate our time to something, to dedicate our focus. I understand some people have different personalities, different responsibilities, but this is 2019. What are you doing on your car ride to work? What are you doing while getting ready with cleaning up the baby's diaper or anything like that? You have the ability to listen to audiobooks, listen to podcasts, learn everything you need to learn and start applying it. It's all up to you if you want to flip that switch and turn into, you know what? I don't have any excuses. I can do it. Maybe it'll be a bit tougher. Maybe it'll be a bit longer, but I sure as hell can do it just like anyone else. Number 2, money doesn't buy happiness. Not necessarily. Here's the thing. Money buys choices. Money buys options. The idea of money buying happiness, it's I think a poor person definitely came up with that, but a bitter poor person came up with that. But think of it, the more money you have, it's simple. The more choices you have. What school would I like to send my kid to? What hospital would I like to send my mother to for that surgery? You have choices to protect your loved ones. You have choices of what to do with your time, because ultimately money buys back time. If you had $10 million, you don't have to do all these things. You could hire other people to wash your clothes and housekeeper and assistant. You don't have to have a job. You can just be on a boat fishing all day if that's your thing. You could be like Forrest Gump and just mow lawns for free. All it is saying, here is a big resource for you to do what you want and buy your life back. So my idea of happiness is doing what I want, where I want, with who I want, when I want. I'm not sure if I said when already. And money supplies that. Even if my friends don't have money, if I had a lot of money, I can now treat my friends to vacations. I can fly to them. I can do other things. So don't think that money doesn't buy happiness. It won't necessarily buy happiness. That's always going to be internal. However, it buys choices, which leads to living the life that you really want to live. Number 3, it's better to live frugally. I disagree. And this is something that my parents always instilled in me. Be frugal, be frugal. I believe in living within your means, of course. However, cutting back will only take you so far. If you're always cutting back on, well, let's get that last little bit of the toothpaste. Let's get this last thing. Let's get the cheapest car. Being cheap and frugal does not mean understanding value, but also you can only cut back so far. If you have a family of 3 or 4, what are you gonna do? Have a 1-bedroom house? How about understanding it's important to find value in things? Don't have extra rooms in your house when you can't afford it or when you have other goals, but at the same time, you need to understand, okay, I need to think abundantly. I need to attract more money. I need to add more value to this world so I can make more, so I don't have to keep cutting back, because there's a point where you just can't cut back anymore. You'd be sacrificing on your physical health. You'd be getting the cheapest groceries with the most chemicals and preservatives. You would drive such a cheap car that maybe it breaks down and then you have to get it fixed and spend more money. Understanding value while expanding your income is the goal. Don't always be cutting back. Find what works, find the possessions, the investments that bring you the most value and joy, and then expand your income from there. Number 4 is being wealthy is for bad people. And this is just bogus. Money is simply an amplifier of who you are already. There are miserable, old, bad, stingy billionaires, just like there are miserable, old, stingy, bad, broke people. There are very generous poor people and there are very generous rich people. If you are a generous person that has a desire to change the world, help kids cure cancer and help animals get adopted and all these causes that are so important and our hearts are touched by, you can do a lot more with $1 billion than you can with $10. Yeah, you can donate your time and that's great. But with $1 billion being donated, you could hire 1 million people or 10 million people or whatever to do that job as well. You have people like Mark Zuckerberg and Bill Gates and Oprah and so many people that give generously, but they can only give millions and millions of dollars because they're wealthy. I believe truly, if there's a cause you believe in, it is your responsibility to become as successful as possible to give the most back. That is my belief. I think living small is just a waste of life. And if you have the ability to give more and to create more and to succeed more, you should do it because you're gonna give it to the things that will make the most impact. And personally, I would rather impact 1 million people than impact 10. That's just my belief. Those are the 4 myths about money. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and I will see you on the next episode.